What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Austin Davis. In this video, I'm gonna be talking about how we cleaned the wrong house in my pressure washing business. All right, so you heard that right. I have never done this before. I've always heard other people saying it on YouTube, how they've accidentally come across these situations, contractors, service companies, mowing the wrong house, painting the wrong person's deck, starting a roof project on the wrong house. A huge mistake, and I can't believe it actually happened to me. So we're gonna get into how that actually happened and what happened with the customer because she was really upset. While I talk about this story, I'm actually gonna have a backdrop of us cleaning some driveways in some other houses so you can be entertained watching that as well. So last week I get a lead, okay? I'm in the middle of work. Usually what I do when I get a lead is I will go and meet the person in person at their house. This is what I do 99% of the time, unless it's a special situation where, I'm in the middle of something or they want an estimate really, really quickly and they can't wait for me to get to the house. So this is one of those situations where I was not able to get to the house in person. So she said, Austin, I'd like to get a quote on my house washing, windows, and the driveway. So I go on Google, and this is usually what I'll do is I'll go on Google and I will look up the house. In this case, I copy pasted her address that she sent to me via text right onto Google. Well, here's where the mix-up happened. This is what can happen to a lot of people in our industry if you're not careful, if you're not doing in-person estimates, which I highly suggest you do. If you are gonna do the over-the-phone text estimate, really make sure you're looking at the wrong house, because what happened was I copy and pasted that address right on to Google, and Google, their search engine is designed to give you the most relevant results. Well, it just so happened that the house directly right next door to the address that I pasted on Google was up for sale. And that house next door that was up for sale was on a ton of different for sale websites and whatnot. So naturally, Google is gonna think that I'm talking about that house, and it brought the search results right up to the top. Right? It brought up the Zillow listing of the house right next door to the house that I was looking for. And so without really looking at making sure that the address was correct on the Zillow link, on the first link I clicked on, because I just thought that, hey, look, I put the address on Google. I didn't really make sure that the listings that came through on Google were matched the address that I put on the search bar. I just clicked the first one and I saw a one-story house. I was able to count the windows. I was able to get the square footage, and I was studying that house. Lo and behold, the correct house, was next door. Hey guys, real quick, if you're looking to get started in the pressure washing business, but you don't know exactly what equipment you're gonna need to get started, I made a really awesome video detailing every single piece of equipment that you're gonna need to get started as a beginner. Everything from pressure washers, injectors, hose lines, and more. If you haven't seen it, I'll link it, first link in the description and first link in the comment section. But for now, let's get back to the video. I sent an estimate. It was $1,100. That included the house wash, the windows, and the driveway. Okay, great. She accepted it. Well, a few days later, I get there to the project. I'm looking at the house and I'm like, wow, this house is very clean, okay? So the driveway looked like it was just power washed. The windows were very clean and the house was mostly clean. They had some black mold going on the front of the house. I was like, okay, it looked like it just got clean. I'm not sure what was going on, okay? I just thought that, because I have a lot of clients that will have me over at their house, even though it looks like it just got clean. So I just thought this is one of these meticulous clients that, even though it looks very, very clean, they're just extra spot on, extra particular about it. They want it cleaned again or, more frequently. I'm not sure what happened with the previous guy, but it really looked like it had just gotten clean. But I didn't think anything of it because I was like, oh, well, whether it got clean or just got clean, maybe it didn't get clean, I was there to clean, and that's all I knew, right? So I start cleaning. Now, as far as I know, the client had told me, hey, Austin, I know you're starting at 11 o'clock. I will be inside in a meeting. I said, okay, great. So when I get to the house, I just went ahead and started. Usually I'll knock on the door, announce my presence, tell them that I'm there, yada, yada, yada. I didn't want to disturb the client because she was in a meeting, right? So I'm over there cleaning, right? I'm cleaning the windows, right? And then I get to the front of the house where there's this big old black mold spot, and I'm over there spraying. Now, just like I told you guys, the house that I was cleaning was for sale. Right? There was a for sale sign in the front. And so I was thinking, oh, okay, she's in a meeting in the house is getting sold. Oh, I'm here to make sure that it's extra clean because it's getting sold. So everything was clicking in my mind that I had no idea I was at the wrong house. So then here's where things went south. 45 minutes in, it's about 11:45, customer knew I was gonna get there at 11 o'clock. At 11:45, I send before and after pictures of the mold that I had just cleaned. I'll put it right here, of the mold that I just cleaned in the front of their house, right? I sent it to them. And she goes, hey, are you guys here? And I said, yeah, I'm here. I just sent you the pictures of the house. Why don't you come out and take a look? And all of a sudden, this lady comes out of the front of the house, or I'm sorry, the neighboring house, say, hey, what are y'all doing? And I was like, what do you mean? Like, are you one of the neighbors? Or I was like, no, like, I'm Tara. Like, that was my customer's name, Tara. Like, I'm Tara. And then I just immediately just started going like, what the, right? I start looking around. I look at my app that says the address of where I'm supposed to be at. Now, is that the wrong house. At first she kind of giggled. I'm talking about my customer, right? There's the customer that I was supposed to be at, and then there's the quote unquote customer of the house that I was doing, right? She goes, Tara starts going, Austin, oh my God, you have got to fix what you're doing over here, because this is like one of the like demons of the neighborhood. Apparently this lady that I was cleaning, they weren't there, thankfully, but apparently like she is on, like everyone in the neighborhood thinks she's the crazy lady that lives next door. She has tried to sue multiple neighbors for just these really stupid things. Everyone in the neighborhood cul-de-sac down the street doesn't like her. She's called the cops on numerous times on people for having a get together at 9:30. Just like, you know, noise complaints of something that's not even like, you know, not even, that shouldn't even be a thing, making a big deal out of everything. She's on every neighbor's bad side. Tara, my customer that I was supposed to be at, she's like, Austin, this girl's insane. I don't know what you have to do, but like, you need to get out of here. Otherwise, like, she's gonna start freaking the F out, right? And there was cameras on the house that I was doing. It's like, oh my gosh. And so what I started doing, and like all the windows were like, had water all over them, right? And just because I was power washing everything. And I was like, oh my gosh, all right, look, Tara, I told my clients, like, look, Tara, obviously I have a project scheduled right after this. I'm not gonna be able to get to you right now. So I will get to you later this week. Let me fix the situation right here, see what I can do about the situation. I'll get to you later this week because I do have a project scheduled after this, and I'll make sure I give you a little bit of a discount because of the inconvenience. So I kind of put Tara to the side, and now I'm trying to handle the situation that's right in front of me. First thing I did was call the realtor on the sign. I said, hey, look, here's the situation. I've never done this before in the last 4 years of doing this business, but I've been cleaning your client's house, as in the realtor's client's house, the person that owns the property that I was doing that house. I've been washing your client's house for the last hour, and I just realized I was at the wrong house. And the realtor was like, Austin, what have you been doing at the house for the last hour? And I was like, well, look, I've been cleaning the windows. There was a big mold stain on the front I just cleaned. And look, it's just, you know, unfortunately, we are humans, and I made a mistake, and I'm gonna do what we can to amend this mistake. And she was like, Austin, we just spent money on the windows, we spent money on the power washing, the whole house got power washed, the driveway got power washed. I was like, wow, that all makes sense now, because when I pulled out, the house was really clean, the windows were really clean, other than this mold spot, which clearly didn't get clean. I'm not sure who you hired, but I'll send you these pictures, because this definitely didn't get touched. And she was like, okay, send me the pictures. And she's like, I'm glad you called me, because the homeowner just checked her cameras because she got an alert, and she almost called the cops because there was someone effing around on their property, and they saw someone trying to do some work that had not had permission to be there, and they were just in the process of getting the authorities involved and stuff. And I was like, okay, whoa, okay, look. I'm gonna fix the windows. I have postponed the project that I was supposed to be at. I will fix the windows. I'm gonna water fed pull the windows, make sure all those are looking back to where they should be, and send your client these pictures, because although I did make a mistake, I did fix whatever the previous power washing contractor, his work, because I'm not sure if he didn't use the proper chemicals, but he didn't even touch the front. I mean, the front had a complete difference. So send this to your client. Maybe that amends the things, and hopefully I don't, you know, pull up and the cops are rolling around on me. But this is a huge mistake, and I don't want you or your clients to worry, because I will make sure this house looks fantastic. She's like, okay, all the patio furniture, all the staging stuff that's outside, none of that can get wet. We have showings this afternoon. We have this and this going on tomorrow. We have more pictures being taken. I was like, okay, I got it. I am going to fix this situation, calm down, respectfully, because I am a human being and I made a mistake. So just give me 15-20 minutes to fix all this, and I will have pictures sent to you, and I will make sure everything looks great. 15 minutes roll by. I sent her pictures of the windows and now the front. I made sure everything was perfectly just the way I left it. Actually, beyond the way I left it. It actually looked better than how I got there, because the whole front was even more clean than it actually was. And she goes, okay, Austin, great. I'm sorry to blow up on you. My clients, I don't want to get into it. Like, yeah, I already got the story about your clients. I know your clients are a bit difficult, but hopefully we're all good here, right? Funny enough, 10, 20, 30 minutes go by. The realtor texts me back and says, hey, what do you normally charge for the work that you did over there? And I was like, oh, well, we were there to do an $1,100 service ticket, which included the house wash, the driveway, and the windows. And she was like, no. Like, what would you have charged? Because all that was already clean. Like, what would you have charged if to clean that front of the house? Like with that before and after picture I just showed you guys. And I was like, well, our minimum service fee is about $275, $299. So for something like that, $275, we would have got that clean for you. 20 minutes later, I get another phone call, and this is I had already left. And in the realtor, I said, okay, great. I just want to know for future reference, I might keep your number. Like, oh, great. Well, sweet. Like, I'm over here thinking, great. I got another realtor in my pipeline that trusts me and amended this whole situation. She trusts me. Maybe she'll hit me up for future business. I get a call 20 minutes later after I've already left. And the homeowners, the actual homeowner of the property, she calls me and says, hey, I'm the owner of, you know, yada, yada, yada on this street. I forget what the street was called. And I'm thinking, oh shit, like she's about to blow up on me because she's crazy. Like everyone's telling me how psycho she is. She goes, hey, you know, I saw you on the camera. At first I was freaking out and I was getting really upset. And I can't believe you would have made that kind of mistake. But after the realtor had sent me those pictures and she had told me, you know, that you were owning up to your mistake and it was just an honest mistake, I want to send you $250 for cleaning the stuff that I had cleaned. And I'm over here like, oh my God. So a mistake just turned into a win pretty much, and just like owning up to the mistake and fixing what I did and being honest and saying, you know, telling her, hey, look, I'm a human being. We make mistakes. I'm gonna make sure this property looks perfect by the time I leave. And the homeowner calls me. I'm over here thinking she's a psycho, and she sends me $250. So that mistake pretty much all the way paid for itself. Now, I understand I spent a little bit more time there. I would have liked to make a bit more money. I'm over here thinking in that situation how upset I was about myself that I just wasted all this time. But now that I think about it, calling the homeowners and calling the realtor and saying, hey, look, I made a mistake, but here's what I'm gonna do to fix the situation, and I'm gonna make sure that this has no effect on your future showings and listings and whatnot. Sending her the before and after pictures of the work I did, owning up to my mistake, and just saying that I'm gonna make everything perfect. For the homeowner to go ahead and just hear that and send me money for the work I did, it was just like a complete awakening to the fact that if you just, you know, be open and honest on any kind of mistakes you made, like if you were like, I'm over here thinking, if I would have just like wrapped up all my stuff and took off out of like scarcity that some person was gonna come after me because I thought she was a psycho, think about what that would have done. I mean, something could have happened there. Like she sees my company trucks on camera, she could leave me a bad review, all kinds of stuff that would have happened, but it didn't happen because I was able to call the realtor and own up to my mistake and tell her exactly what I was gonna do to amend that situation. So that is the story about how I washed the wrong house, and I ended up going there to the house that I was supposed to be at a few days later to wash the house that I was actually supposed to wash, and that client turned out to be really happy with the work that we did over there as well. I hope you all enjoyed that story about how we washed the wrong house. Hey, if you're not already subscribed to my channel, do hit that subscribe button. We're trying to hit 100,000 subscribers this year. Not sure if that's gonna happen or not, but hopefully with you guys helping me out, we can hopefully try and get there. If that's too much for you, hey, hit the like button, drop a comment down below. Let me know what you think about this video. And other than that, guys, peace out. We'll see you on the next one.